Sword swallowing. One of his jobs which may seem interesting and like a good thing to do at first glance, but very quick turns out to not be so good. In this video, I am going to talk about the unhidden dangers of sword swallowing. So, introducing the subject, well, I guess we all know what sword swallowing is. Otherwise, we wouldn't watch this video now, would we? Uh, the art uh, depicts a dude or a woman or whatever swallowing a sword to impress their viewers. And whilst this may seem dangerous, it's actually quite fine for the performer if they're relaxed and know their environment and have had their training. Now, the dangers of sword swallowing often lies in unexpected elements, such as if a distraction was to occur, or if wait, or if um, or if someone would disrupt their performance. But uh, except that the the dangers that occurs sword swallowers are not many, and mostly it comes down to uh, sword throat or a sore throat, as one of the normal world will say. And that usually happens from time to time for a performing artist, but that isn't that dangerous at all. Internal bleeding and stuff like esophageal perfocarnage, which requires surgery, or filariasis, an inflammation of the lungs, or pericarditis, an inflammation of the sac that covers and protects the heart, are not that common. And of 20, 250 people, only approximately 3 people of these swallowers would encounter this problem. And over the last 250 years, even the so to seem dangerous art of sword swallowing only has raked up of 29 deaths. Now, whilst this might seem like a relative unsafe job, you might think, it's not quite that simple. Now, you have to think of another angle of the art, and those are the more unorthodox risks and dangers of sword swallowing. Firstly, it's a lame job. There's not a whole diversity, I would assume. It's about swirling of swords. So once you've done your performance with your sword, you're basically off being nobody again, which can prove to be quite uh, unfulfilling as a career perspective. Secondly, there's not a whole lot of income in the business, which could risk economic instability, which is a danger in itself because it could really disrupt your living. Now, obviously, there could be some fluctuation in the income apartment because if you get famous, as in any of the art industry, you will make a lot of more money. But honestly, it's not that big of a crowd for source followers. It's a dying art uh, nowadays, where we have much more interesting stuff to do, like play Dota or watch television or something like that. So there's a whole not a whole lot for growth in the industry. And third and lastly, it's a cool party trick, but it could get old real quick. For example, if you do this every time there's a family gathering and so on, your family's gonna know what you're gonna do, and it's not gonna be that cool. And you can't really do it on parties and so forth because disruptive elements like alcohol or a crowd that will intervene and interact in your performance could actually be uh, the elements which could make you stick your throat in your sword in your throat. Now, it's a lame job, and some of the quotes which I'm gonna leave you with are that actual real sword followers has said is walk softly and carry a big sword. Another day, another dagger, and a sword sandwich. It's kept me from starving. Which you really can summarize this whole his whole job, I guess, because it's also some very lame ass quotes, and it doesn't bring a whole lot of prestige of the art. But besides that, and besides the small health issues you could encounter, the the art is relatively safe, and I would rank it below being a construction worker for sure. But even being a construction worker, I would think is more credible and more prestigeful because then you're actually contributing to society. And just sword swallowing and having really lame ass quotes just isn't really contributing that much, I'm afraid. So yeah, that was the unhidden dangers of sword swallowing. Don't go into the profession, kid.